Hello and welcome back, artists and designers. We're going to go ahead and work on our robot build here. In this video, I want to remind you about using the shape builder, and we'll also talk about using the reflect tool to maintain our symmetry. So in the last video, we put our image in and we started with one simple shape right here, and I'm going to review that trick. If I want to use a rectangle to create the eyes and then round it out, I could just click and drag and try to line this up on the center, but sometimes it's easier if you go to the center first. So I'll zoom in here so that we can see. So I'm going to go to the center, that pink guide pops up, and I'm going to hold the Alt key down, and when I hold the Alt key down, that keeps that rectangle centered on that line of symmetry, which is what we want for this. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that out, and I could just, while I'm here, round out those corners, maybe adjust this and nudge this down a little bit. Again, trying to make sure that you keep it on that center point. And let's go ahead, let's add in this slice right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a rectangle. This time I'm not worried about getting it in the center point because I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this rectangle in a minute. I just want to use this with the shape builder to slice out this part and break it up into two different pieces. So with this going across here, get it kind of where I want it. I think right here and right here looks good to me. So now I'm going to select both parts, the rectangle and this big circle. With that selected, I'm going to my shape builder, and you remember by default it wants to merge things together. So if I drag, it's going to merge those parts together, but I don't want to merge it. I want to delete it. So if I hold down the Alt key and I drag, I can chop that out. I can chop that out. And then I'm left basically with my two circles. So I can click on this one, I have a circle at the top, and I have this half circle at the bottom. So I'm able to slice those two out, and I'm left with what I want there. Alright, so we know how to use the shape builder. We could use that for a number of different things here. I'm going to talk about the reflect tool. So let's do these kind of antenna ear things up top here. Grab my ellipse tool, and I'm going to go ahead and make my first shape here. And again, I don't know if I need it perfectly circular, but I'll hold my shift key down and get that circle going. So I'm going to go like that. I think I'll just use a simple line segment right here. And so I'll go ahead and drag that down, holding down the shift key to kind of maintain the vertical line. So do that. I can always make this a little thicker. I'm not going to worry too much about the detail at this point. Right now I'm just looking at getting the overall shape. Let's go ahead and make this eye while we're at it too. And we'll do a couple of these pieces together. So I'm going to hold the shift, and I'm going to get that eye in there. Ooh, that stroke came out kind of thick, so let's go ahead and change that back to a normal stroke. Okay, so let's say that I want this and this. I want it to be exactly the same on the other side. Well, I can try to copy and paste and move it over there, but I don't know if I'm going to get it in the right spot. So we're going to use a little trick to do that. I'm going to select this by clicking on it with my selection tool. I'm going to hold shift, I'm going to select that, I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to select that. So I'm grabbing all three parts that I want to be a mirror image on the other side. With them selected, I'm going to go to, not the rotate, but I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to do the reflect. With that tool selected, you'll see this little blue target shows up, and it's going to take kind of the middle point of whatever shapes I have selected. And if I were to hit like enter right now, it would want to flip those around that point. That's not what I want to do. So what I want to do is I want to move this to my line of symmetry, this guideline right here. So I'm going to go over to the guide, and I'm going to hold the Alt key down, and you'll see the cursor does change a little bit, and I'm going to click once with the Alt key held. Now it's going to pop up, and I definitely want it on that vertical line. Again, you wouldn't want to flip it on the horizontal for this purpose. So I'm going to do vertical, and then the key is you want to make a copy. If I hit OK, it's just going to move the original over there. But I want to copy, and once I do that, it magically puts that other side right over there. And with that ready to go, if I want to dive in here, I could use Shape Builder. So I could grab any of the shapes that I want to work with here. I can grab that shape builder tool, and I could just say, okay, let's get rid of this shape right here. Well, I don't want to get rid of it, I want to merge it. So I'm just going to drag, I'm going to merge that, and I'm going to drag and merge that. And everything that's left here, I think I'm okay with. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that how it is. And that left me with that little piece right here, and same thing over here gave me the shapes that I wanted. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. Okay. I'm going to do this one more time for the shape down below. So on this shape right here, I could try to build this with a rectangle and let's see, use my anchor points right here, use my center line, or if I was being smart, I guess I would use the center point again, hold Alt, drag out from there, and try to get this lined up. But honestly, it's going to be a little tricky to do this way. I'm going to have to eyeball, and then how do I move this in? I guess I could put a triangle here and shape build and reflect it, but I think there's an easier way. I'm going to use for this just the good old-fashioned pen tool. So I'm going to start on my guideline. I'm going to click, and remember it makes that straight line off of it. I'm going to hold the Shift key down to get a straight line. I'll let go of Shift. I'm going to go to my next point, and look at that pink line that pops up. That Smart Guide shows me I'm right in line here. I'm going to click once. I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to go back to my guideline right here. Where's the guide? There's guide. Bingo, there we go. And I can close this shape off. I don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and just go right back down here, close that shape off. Okay, so I have half of my shape. I'm going to use that same reflect trick. Now I do want to deselect and select back on it. I find if you don't reselect it, it doesn't reflect properly. So with that selected, click my reflect tool, same trick. You got to move this. So I'm going to go right over here, hold Alt, click once. That's what I want. Copy it, and now I get my mirror image on the other side, and it's very simple to grab my shape builder, select both of those pieces, and just merge those suckers together, and there we go. And now I have my semicircle shape, and I have this trapezoid shape, and everything is where it should be. Okay, I think that's good for this particular step. So you're going to work your way through your robot. And the cool thing is, again, you can build one half of your robot. You can build the leg over here. And once you have that all set up, do your reflect trick by alt-clicking on that center line, mirror your leg over on the other side, and you'll be good to go. So work your way through, build your robot. Don't worry about any color, any of the details. Just get the basic shapes together with Shape Builder and the reflect tool, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.